Tomorrow, that's for sure. Former President Donald Trump set to surrender to criminal charges in Manhattan tomorrow.
Yeah, Trump arrived in New York by private jet today, the latest chapter in an historic indictment stemming from hush money payments during the 2016 campaign. WGN's Dana Rebick is joining us now with the very latest on the saga.
Well, Trump has hired new head legal counsel to fight this battle in court. And tonight, as we speak, a judge in New York is reviewing several motions. He is deciding whether or not cameras should be allowed in court tomorrow and if this indictment should be unsealed ahead of that court appearance. Trump's attorneys, of course, opposed to that, saying it would create what they call a circus-like atmosphere.
There he is!
Trump supporters waving flags lined the street in Palm Beach, Florida, watching the motorcade pass. Just before 12:30 Eastern time, Trump left his Mar-a-Lago estate and then boarded his private plane, which took off for LaGuardia, landing about 3 hours later. The former president then headed to Trump Tower, where he will spend the night ahead of his arraignment tomorrow. A small group of supporters awaited his arrival there. According to the Associated Press, the former president is facing charges of falsifying business records, including at least one felony offense tied to hush money payments during his 2016 campaign.
New York City is our home, not a playground for your misplaced anger.
New York preparing for Trump's arrival and potential protests in the city.
And although we have no specific threats, people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is known to spread misinformation and hate speech, she stated she's coming to town. While you're in town, be on your best behavior.
Trump supporters plan a rally in New York Tuesday morning. This all as Trump is in the midst of a third Republican presidential campaign run to try to reclaim the White House after losing to Joe Biden in 2020. Tuesday, we expect the Secret Service to accompany Trump to the district attorney's office in Manhattan, where he will be booked by investigators, which includes taking his fingerprints, and then head to the courtroom for the arraignment, where the indictment will be unsealed.
Our job is to facilitate and safeguard the rights of people to express themselves and those going about their daily activities. But I will remind everyone that violence and destruction are not part of legitimate, lawful expression, and it will never be tolerated in our city.
Legal experts are expecting Trump to be released on his own recognizance after this court appearance tomorrow. He is scheduled to deliver a televised address to supporters back in Mar-a-Lago tomorrow night. Now, today he has posted on social media on the Truth Social site asking supporters to donate to his political campaign. Now, we also checked in with Chicago police tonight to see if they have any plans for an increased presence in the city here. They say right now there's no information to suggest that's needed, but of course they have sufficient resources in place to protect people's safety.
Alert.
A lot of eyes on what happens tomorrow. Okay, Dana, thank you.